Imagine eating a meal that's only 240 calories, but feeling so full you can't look at food for hours. Now imagine eating those same 240 calories and feeling ravenous just 60 minutes later. In 1995, a team of researchers at the University of Sydney discovered that some foods are literally 7 times more filling than others, calorie for calorie. Today, we are diving deep into the data of the Satiety Index. We're going to rank the world's most common foods, from the surprising Hasson champion that outperforms everything else, to the bakery traps that are designed to keep you hungry. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which foods to put on your plate to shut down hunger hormones and master your weight loss journey. Welcome back to Simple Health Secrets. To understand weight loss, we have to stop looking at calories as a simple math equation and start looking at them as a biological signal. Most people fail at dieting because they fight their hunger, and hunger is a battle you will always lose. But what if you could use data to hack that signal? We're analyzing the work of Dr. Susanna Holt, who developed the Satiety Index. She fed volunteers 38 different foods in equal 240 calorie portions and tracked their fullness for 2 hours. Today, we're breaking down that data, along with the fullness factor formula, to show you how to build the ultimate high-satiety plate. Before we get to the rankings, we have to understand why some foods score higher. The data shows 3 main drivers of satiety. First, protein content. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient because it stimulates the release of hormones like GLP-1 and PYY while suppressing ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Second, fiber and water. High-fiber foods like vegetables and legumes swell in your stomach, triggering mechanical stretch receptors that tell your brain you're done. And third, energy density. This is the number of calories per gram of food. Research from Penn State shows that we tend to eat the same weight of food every day. If you choose foods with low energy density, you can eat a massive volume of food for very few calories. Now, let's look at the data rankings. The baseline for the Satiety Index is white bread, which is assigned a score of 100. Anything above 100 is more filling. Anything below is a hunger trap. Hash 5, oranges and apples, scores 202 and 197. These fruits are nearly twice as filling as white bread because of their high water and pectin fiber content. But warning, orange juice scores significantly lower because the fiber is removed, proving that structure matters. Hash 4, oatmeal porridge, score 209. Its high viscosity and soluble fiber create a gel-like substance that slows down digestion significantly. Hash 3, ling fish, score 225. Fish outperform beef and chicken in the original study, likely due to its unique amino acid profile that triggers a more potent hormonal response. Hash 2, the potato paradox, boiled potatoes, score 323. This is the undisputed heavyweight champion. A boiled potato is over 3 times more filling than white bread. But here's the catch. Once you turn that potato into French fries, its score plummets to 116 because the added fat increases energy density and removes the satiety secret. Which leads us to our next point. Why are potatoes so satiating? The secret is resistant starch. When you cook a starchy food and then let it cool down, a process called retrogradation occurs. The starch becomes resistant to digestion in the small intestine. Instead, it travels to your large intestine where it feeds healthy gut bacteria and produces short-chain fatty acids. These fatty acids trigger even more PYY and GLP-1, keeping you full for hours longer than if you ate the food hot. This is why cold potato salad or leftover rice can be a weight loss superpower. On the flip side, we have the hedonic trap. These are foods that score the lowest because they combine high fat with high sugar or refined carbs. Croissants, score 47. These are the least filling food ever tested. You would need to eat 7 croissants to feel as full as 1 serving of potatoes. Peanuts, score 84. While healthy, their high energy density makes them easy to overeat. You can munch on 1,000 calories of nuts before your brain even realizes you've started. Yogurt, score 88. Because it's semi-liquid, it leaves the stomach much faster than solid food. The data is clear. If a food is highly palatable, high fat, and low fiber, it's designed to override your satiety signals and keep you eating. How do we use this for results? We follow the fullness factor. To maximize your satiety per calorie, build your plate like this. Fill 50% of your plate with non-starchy vegetables like broccoli or spinach. They have high water volume and almost zero energy density. Add 25% lean protein, like fish or eggs, to trigger those long-term PYY signals. Add 25% high-satiety carbs, like boiled potatoes or lentils. By volumizing your meals with air, water, and fiber, you can trick your brain into thinking you're eating a feast, even while you're in a calorie deficit. If this data changed how you look at your next meal, hit that like button. We've created a digital mindful eating journal to help you track which foods keep you full the longest. Check the link in the description. Subscribe to join our community of data-driven eaters. I want to know in the comments, what's the one food that always leaves you hungry an hour later? For me, it's definitely the croissant. Weight loss isn't about willpower, it's about choosing the right signals. Stop counting every calorie and start counting your satiety. In our next video, we're looking at circadian rhythms, why eating at 10 p.m. triggers a completely different hormonal response than eating at 10 a.m. See you then.